Apple's releasing tremendous products right now, like a 4.15% high yield savings account. The question is, should you use it?
If you're going to say to yourself, put this in a Wells Fargo savings account that's going to earn 0.01% versus Apple savings, absolutely go with the Apple account and earn as much interest as possible because inflation is absolutely crushing your guys' savings right now.
But that's not all. Apple's releasing the Apple Vision Pro, which is a groundbreaking product with huge flaws.
The price of these devices have to come down significantly, right? I don't think that $3,500 is a reasonable price for a 2-hour battery life.
But even with a huge price tag, this product could potentially be showing us the next step in crypto gaming.
All these in-game items that you're earning, if you're able to actually interact with them around you and they feel more real, you're so much more incentivized to play more, buy more, trade more, all of those things.
It's only a matter of time before this is the new norm for gaming. So how will you capitalize?
You get tech that's sustainable, comfortable, people really like it, and at a price point that the average middle-class person that can afford. Now I think that we've got the catalyst for mass adoption of metaverse-style gaming.
All right, Maddie, welcome back to the Ask Maddie Show. Maddie, how are you feeling?
I'm doing excellent. How are you today, Gavin?
I'm doing great, Maddie. I'm especially happy because we are doing a giveaway. Team, Maddie is offering one of you guys an annual membership to CryptoCharge. Maddie, what could people get from entering our giveaway here?
Yeah, so we actually usually charge $1,000 a year for our annual membership, and this is something we do want to give away for free to one of you guys, dropping a comment there for us here in the video. And what we offer with our program is, first of all, we do 5 live updates a week, and it's not just myself on the show. We also have 2 other experts on the show. One of them, Dan Habib, covering the macro environment, giving you guys those actionable insights to help understand the job data, inflation, all of those important factors that can affect the markets. We also have my other partner, Brian Decker, who comes on the show, talking to you guys a little about real estate, talking to you guys about stock opportunity as well. And I really come on the show to talk to you guys really about the charts, about cryptocurrency, and a lot of other topics. So we try to give you that well-rounded approach there. We have weekly plays there to show you guys opportunities to make money, whether the market's going up or down. We have our Discord community in there as well, where you guys can ask questions, interact with other members. And of course, we have our coin library. So we show you guys all the different opportunities of where we're buying, where we're selling, and those are updated pretty frequently. So I'd love to give this away to one of you guys and enjoy an entire year of CryptoCharge on us.
Well, that felt like a commercial. Team, doesn't matter if you're 18 or 80, this is an opportunity for you to get involved into a community that is heavily driven towards crypto. And I think this will be really special for you. So we are doing, all you have to do is like this video and comment in the comment section, CC. C, the letter C, C. So like this video and comment CC for CryptoCharge in the comment section. And on June 20th, when we film the next, we will film one next week, but we'll film after that week. On June 20th, we'll film another Ask Maddie show. That is when we'll do the giveaway. So 2 weeks from now, there will be another giveaway to one of you guys. All you have to do, like this video, comment below, and it'll be that easy. And since we are doing a giveaway, might as well, Maddie already did the plug there, but cryptocharge.com is where we are from. Also, we also have some swag there, hats, sweatshirts, all those goodies. But team, we're going to end it right here. Just subscribe to this channel because we do a lot of crypto content here. If you want to stay informed, definitely stick it out with us. But on today's show, we are tackling your guys' comments, questions, and hot takes with Maddie here. Maddie, are you ready?
Let's get after it.
Marco Cortez says, where do you stake your API 3?
So you're going to stake this right in the native staking pool. It's going to be the API 3 DAO. You have 2 options to go about this. The first one is if you do not have a Ledger device, you guys can go ahead and actually just use a MetaMask wallet. Any Ethereum-based tokens work in a MetaMask wallet, as well as API 3. If you do have your Ledger Nano device, I would highly recommend staking that way. It's one extra layer of protection you get there, and you're still getting all the same rewards. One thing that is important to note about staking API 3 is that those rewards are locked up for 12 months. So each reward that you earn is pushed 12 months out. So that's just something to keep in mind. The other thing to keep in mind is there is a 7-day unbonding period to get your initial deposit out. So if you stake 1,000 API 3, you can get those back out within 7 days of the request. They'll go back into whatever wallet you guys put them in, whether it's in your Ledger, which again, you're going to use your Ethereum based wallet if you're using Ledger, or your MetaMask. But those rewards will not be able to be withdrawn for 12 months. So just 2 important things to take note of there.
Maddie, what kind of rewards will people be getting if they decide to stake their API 3? I was about to say APY. Their API 3. What kind of returns would they receive?
So it's completely based on total value locked. So as that pool fluctuates, the APY does change, but overall, I've seen an average of about 17 to 20% APY. It's very, very aggressive. And again, this isn't the native staking pool. It's just not, through a third party like, Celsius or Voyager, Nexo, right, where your tokens are technically being lent out. You're directly contributing to the security of the network.
APY, API3, it all gets confusing in the head there. Alan Power says the only way to buy certain cryptos in Hawaii like XRP, XTC, Casper is through Uphold. We have the toughest regulations in the US, so buying on Uphold is our only option. I know we can use a VPN, but if you get caught here, you lose everything. Do you guys have any other ideas? Because I'm all ears. Maddie, any suggestions for Alan here?
Yeah, so it's I think a lot of us are kind of in this place where everyone's afraid of using a certain on ramp or off ramp because they're going to get caught for it, or that you're doing something illegal. Technically, engaging with offshore exchanges isn't illegal. Are they supposed to be screening us to make sure that we're not onboarding fiat? Yes. And that's why we can't onboard fiat to things like KuCoin because we're US citizens, right? We can't KYC. But because we bought the crypto on a different exchange where we did KYC, you have to KYC at some point, right? And we're moving that crypto to a different exchange to do business. It's kind of that regulatory gray zone. The big thing that I use my cold storage device for beyond just security is that privacy aspect of it and the decentralized aspect of it, right? So no matter where you buy it, you have options here, right? So let's say, you don't want to go the Uphold route and you find another option to onboard. You can always onboard, buy your crypto on another exchange and then pull it to cold storage. You're not going to be able to lose everything if you pull to cold storage, right? The whole point of utilizing cold storage for me is taking them offline as soon as it's available and only pulling them online when I need to sell them. And that those stable coins are coming right back offline. So like the amount of exposure that you're having to the actual exchange is very, very minimal in my opinion. Now, if Uphold is truly your only option out there and you're restricted by Coinbase and Binance and Kraken and there's literally nothing, or crypto.com, and there's literally nothing else you can do, you're just gonna have to bite the bullet, I guess, and pay the 3.5% deposit fee and kind of deal with their nonsense there. But again, if you're able to at least maybe get some stable coins there and then take those stable coins and do business somewhere else like KuCoin or whatever using a VPN, that's going to still be a better route for you. Again, using that cold storage device is going to kind of negate a lot of your concerns about, losing everything or the government stepping in and taking your crypto. You can't get into a cold storage device, especially if there's no KYC, because they don't even know that device belongs to you.
Zach Fowler says, love staking my Casper and H-bar. What are some tokens worth mining nowadays?
Yeah, so mining is specifically for proof of work models, right? And I think that it's important to note that those proof of work models generally have some sort of halving cycle, right? Whether we're talking about Litecoin or Bitcoin, you can even mine Dogecoin. It's technically a proof of work model. But, those rewards diminish over time. And you always have to look at the hardware and energy cost to the actual reward. So, overall, I would say that if you were going to get into a mining, sector, I would definitely still look at Bitcoin. It's probably going to be the most profitable over long periods of time. But overall, I think that your money is going to be better spent by just investing in assets that you can stake and earn rewards on versus getting into the mining aspect of it, because there's just so much upfront energy and cost you have to put into it. And you're not going to see these rewards or you're not going to be able to sell those rewards at a profit, most likely, for long periods of time. Most of these mining facilities do some sort of like liquidity providing. So the tokens they earn, they use those to leverage against automated market makers and other things. So they're able to kind of leverage that. They try to sell some of their tokens for very small profits so they can put that right back into the business. But again, you're most likely not going to be able to do this on the scale that these huge mining facilities are able to. You're not able to have the same connections, the same amounts of liquidity, right? So if you are going to mine, you need to look at this as a very long-term investment and not expect to see huge lucrative returns like you were seeing even 5 or 6 years ago, like you're going to be seeing today. Again, this next halving, the reward gets cut in half again. So diminishing returns cycle after cycle.
Yeah, Maddie, correct me if I'm wrong, but like mining was probably one of the best ways to earn, I guess, that passive income on crypto. And now it's like staking, right? Because like Casper.live, staking your Casper is probably the easiest way. I just checked mine this morning and it's fast. You earn some crypto fast, right, Maddie? So has staking replaced mining for like the passive income play in crypto?
It's definitely the move right now, right? We saw Ethereum move from the proof of work model to the proof of stake model to reduce energy cost. And there's a lot of purists out there who don't like that. And they go, well, you're completely taking away the essence of what secures the network, and proof of stake kind of becomes a centralized aspect of it. And, it's pay to play, and whoever has the most coins, whatever gets to, earn the rewards. And to some extent that's true. But if you wanted to, technically you could set up your own Casper node, for example, and you could set the fee on there. And as long as you have over 1 million Casper in your pool, you start to earn rewards on that. So there definitely is, a way to have a less energy consumptive build. Like I said, with mining Casper, you could actually build, I think I priced it out for about $480 to $500. You could build a machine that's capable of hosting a Casper node. But again, you have to look at the cost, you have to look at the maintenance, you have to understand that you have other people in your pool that you're responsible for. So you got to make sure that your internet connection is perfect pretty much all the time, that you have a backup power supply. So if the power goes down, you're still running and grooving, right? Because if people see even 99 or 98.5% uptime, they're not going to want to stake their coins with you. They're going to look for somebody that has 99.9% uptime because they want to be earning rewards 24/7, right? So there's just a lot to consider there. It's a big responsibility, and you just have to remember that you are responsible for other people's assets when they stake with you as a delegator.
Thank you for that insight, Maddie. Never lonely. Okay, Casper, I know nothing, but I'm all ears. Did a Google update and it automatically brings up Casper wallet extensions. Seems like Google is on board. Maddie, so what's this little thing that Casper's got going on with Google here?
Yeah, so we have several partnerships and Google-based cloud services partnering up, Amazon Web Services, right? We've got a lot of integration there, and these are definitely two giants that are not ignoring crypto or AI right now, right? They're both fully all in on both, and they both already had this existing infrastructure for developer software kits, and the ability for people to kind of use this as like an open source code, right? Like GitHub, where people can go and post code, share code, do troubleshooting for code, right? So when you have these accessible kits for developers, it makes it easier for them to not have to go dig for this information. So that's big. In relations to the extension, I would believe you're talking about probably just the Casper wallet or the Casper Center wallet, which is the older one. Teammate came out with a brand new wallet that's a lot easier with interface. From what I've heard, people haven't had any issues with it. Again, I've been using my Ledger to secure Casper assets, so I haven't been using that. But again, we're definitely seeing huge adoption. We know Porsche is going to be minting a whole bunch of intellectual property on the Casper network. IPWE has somewhere between $8 and $10 billion worth of intellectual property being minted on the Casper network. There's just a lot of actual computation that is coming on the Casper network right now, in addition to the hosting services providing developers the tools they need to build. I think that we're definitely seeing a very long, bright future ahead for Casper.
Bob Cornwall says, when you sell, do you store in stable coins or take money off altogether?
So I've kind of covered this previously. I do try to use my cold storage device as kind of like my primary bank. Of course, right now we need fiat, right? Not everyone's taking stable coins at Walmart and Target at Starbucks, right? We still got to use our dollars for the time being. But, even right now, there are opportunities to earn low amounts of yield on your stable coins. So what my overall plan is by the end of this next bull run is to, take, first of all profit in stable coins. I mean, I'm going to be selling most of my coins on other exchanges that have deeper liquidity pools, like KuCoin, for example. And I'm going to be taking those stable coins back into my cold storage device. And then if I need to take profit, or I want to take some profit and turn that into dollars, I'll take that portion of it, put those into my Coinbase and then back into my bank account. But there's not really a need, in my opinion, to take everything back into your bank account because these funds are already seasoned. And of course, I do want to potentially do some more, swing trading and whatnot through that next bear market. So I want to make sure that I have seasoned funds ready for that. I just don't see a need to take absolutely everything back into cash. Some people are absolutely traumatized with what happened with UST, and they have this huge fear of depegging. But again, USDC and USDT have crazy good reserves. They've been audited many times. I don't really have a concern about them. I think that there is a clear incentive to make people feel uncomfortable and unsafe when it comes to stable coins, so that the government has some sort of control over, what that framework looks like going forward, and to declare some sort of national stable coin. But we'll get there when we get there.
User, a lot of numbers here. Is Apple's savings account 4.15% better than current crypto saving account options?
Yeah, so there's not really like super crazy viable, crypto interest right now. There are like KuCoin is still providing some interest, and there's still decentralized opportunities to earn yield, right? If you want to provide liquidity to a liquidity pool in a DEX, absolutely opportunities to earn yield. Of course, there is some counterparty risk there. I haven't personally set up the Apple saving. You do have to apply and get approved for the Apple credit card in order to open a savings account. I personally don't need any more credit cards right now, so I just haven't gone that route. One thing I have heard, though, is some people are seeing really big delays with withdrawing from their Apple savings accounts. I think some users reported upwards of like 2.5 weeks before they got their funds. Now, this is not everybody, but I have seen some people say that there are some delays. And again, I personally want to have control over all of my money at all times. But again, if you're going to say to yourself, put this in a Wells Fargo savings account that's going to earn 0.01% versus Apple savings, and I don't need to, I'd be okay if I didn't need to get to this money in 2 weeks because of some delay. Absolutely go with the Apple account and earn as much interest as possible, because inflation is absolutely crushing your guys' savings right now. We know inflation is probably the effective rate, probably between 7 and 12%. So absolutely try to earn as much yield on your dollars as humanly possible without locking them up. And if you don't need your money for even longer periods of time, you can also look at things like money market accounts and CDs, lock it up for 6, 12, 24 months, and earn some good yield on that.
Maddie, I have a question here. Do you think Apple can like sustainably give or provide this APY long term?
I think that they'll probably scale back on this APY. I think it's introductory. They just don't want to call it that. I think they're trying to bring more and more people into their ecosystem, right? They're trying to create a very big brand, right? And when you step into the finance sector, you now have, like Starbucks does, a lot of floating capital that you could technically do other things with. You could technically invest that money. You can kind of act like a bank and lend it out like a fractional reserve banking, right? Starbucks technically does this with the reward app, and a lot of people load up their Starbucks app with whatever, 20, 50, $100 because they go to Starbucks all the time. They want to earn those rewards, but you have a lot of people who load these accounts up, and sometimes there's dust that sits in there. You've got $5 in there, $2 in there, $1 in there. People don't think about it. You do that across millions and millions of users. Now you've got millions, upwards of over $1 billion in assets sitting there, and they can lend that out, invested in the stock market, as long as they're able to honor that at the store, which they always are able to, because the cost of the drink and everything else is never anywhere close to what you're actually spending on it. So not that Apple's doing that one for one, but corporations do this type of behavior when they have enough liquidity to cover.
I just have to ask, because Apple released like their Vision Pro the other day, and I was scouring. I was looking at every single detail about it. It's got a ton of cameras, and it was very different from like the Oculus goggles I saw, and obviously the internet went crazy. But let's think about crypto here for a second, because obviously Apple's like, trying to provide big high yield savings accounts, and this new, I want to say Oculus, but it's their Vision Pro.
VR headset, yeah.
Exactly, but it's augmented too, so you can interact with like the regular world. Maddie, do you see a way this could impact with crypto? And I want to ask the question first, but I also want to throw out, because last year I got introduced to like StepN, the app where you walk around with your phone, you earn crypto. But that I could see that, those use cases with gaming, able with like augmented reality and virtual reality goggles, like, what Apple's providing here. How do you see like this incorporating into like our crypto world here?
It just screams metaverse for sure. We definitely have Web3, a big step into Web3 gaming, which is fine, but if you're going to do Web3 gaming that's console based or PC based, that's one aspect, but you have to make it a lot better and more enticing than the existing AAA games that are already out there to get people to stop playing the games they're playing and go play crypto based games and go play games that are revolving around, NFTs and things of that nature. But, I think it's a big step up when you look at, like you mentioned, the Oculus, which first of all, their Series 1 was, I think, like $350 or $400. They came out with the Series 2, which was infinitely better. They came out with like a $200 or $250 price tag, so they dropped their price tag down on that. But like you said, it's not augmented reality. It is strictly for virtual reality, right? So there's a big difference there. Of course, you can connect it to a machine like your PC and engage in other high quality games because the machine is doing more of the work. Either which way, though, this is a much bigger step up because you're doing augmented reality now. So I do see a future where you have, potentially gaming. You have the ability to interact with the world around you, do games around with the world around you, and people could even do things like, build things out in the rooms, do all kinds of other things with NFTs. But I really think that we're probably a good 10 years out from seeing, a full integration of people doing AR gaming, and also the price of these devices have to come down significantly, right? I don't think that $3,500 is a reasonable price for a 2-hour battery life of, to play some games, So, we're going to see progress like that. Just like when the Nintendo Wii came out, like everyone's minds were absolutely blown. I think these things were like 250 or $300 when they first came out. Now you can go get one for, 50 or $60 and they're like, nobody plays the Wii anymore, right? Because it was really just very old tech at the time. So, you get tech that's sustainable, comfortable, people really like it, and at a price point that the average middle class person that can afford. Now I think that we've got the catalyst for mass adoption of metaverse style gaming.
Yeah, I have it pulled up over here. Like I just pulled up like the Vision Pro, and it's like with the Oculus you have the controllers, right? But with this Vision Pro, you don't have controllers. You use your hand,
Use your gestures, right?
So that's crazy if we're doing like crypto gaming and we're just, we got our AR goggles on and we're able to like pick and choose with our hands. I think that's pretty incredible. And I think that's like the next step where I was like, oh, damn, like I could really see this in crypto. Don't you, Maddie?
Right, because even though everyone knows it's fake, right? All these in-game items that you're earning, if you're able to actually interact with them around you and they feel more real, you're so much more incentivized to play more, buy more, trade more, all of those things.
I love that, Maddie. Well, Maddie, this was a great show, team. We are very happy that you joined us. Again, if you want to join this giveaway that we got going on right now, like this video and comment in the comment section, CC. We're going to do it on this show, and we're going to do the giveaway on next show. And then the following show, we will give away the membership to our website. Team education galore there for crypto, everything in finance. You can only imagine. Maddie broke down about Brian and Dan, and even Maddie. These three guys are really knowledgeable people, and guys you want to be hearing on a daily basis. It will definitely raise your caliber of thinking, being ingrained that way. Anything to leave the team with here, Maddie?
I know as of today, June 6th, it's very turbulent out there right now. We'll probably discuss this a lot more next week. But everything that's going on with Binance right now, everything that's going on with Coinbase right now, I know that it can be very worrisome for a lot of you guys. This is just another fear event, in my opinion, in crypto. Keep your heads up. I am still incredibly optimistic about end of year and top of year price wise. So keep your heads up. I think that we're all going to be really happy that we stuck around.
I love it, Maddie. Words of wisdom. Well, that is all we have for today, team. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time.